You've likely encountered the internet myth, stories of a great-grandfather who lived to be 110, fit and active until the very end. It paints a picture of a lost golden age, where every ancestor lived a century in perfect health. The reality is shaped by survivorship bias. While the Indus Valley civilization built remarkable public health infrastructure, like these drainage systems, it couldn't stop infectious diseases or high infant mortality. Many people didn't survive childhood, skewing the perception of who lived and for how long. Modern medicine successfully addressed those ancient threats. Since 1970, life expectancy for the average Indian man has increased by 15 years, while women have gained 18 years, largely thanks to vaccines and specialized institutes like this one. These medical advances secured nearly 2 extra decades of life for the average person. However, as soon as those years were added to the clock, the food industry stepped in to monetize them. This chart reveals a dark disparity. While the top line for total life expectancy rises sharply, the bottom line, healthy years, lags behind. This red gap shows that while an average Indian woman now lives to 67, she spends her final decades suffering from chronic ailments. We are now seeing the fallout of this biological shift. India has become the diabetes capital of the world, with over 212 million people currently affected by the disease. Modern medicine effectively cured the infectious diseases of our past, only for our extended lifespans to be hijacked by an engineered epidemic of chronic illness. For 8,000 years, Indian food traditions like Ayurveda emphasized whole ingredients and holistic health. Today, those traditions have been replaced by ultra-processed foods. Ultra-processing is an industrial disassembly of food. Factories take basic crops and break them down into molecular components, isolated starches, fats, and sugars, before gluing them back together into a final product. This reconstruction is designed to bypass sensory-specific satiety. That is, an evolutionary mechanism in the brain that tells you to stop eating when a specific flavor becomes too bold or distinct. This chart shows how food engineers mathematically target the bliss point. By balancing precise ratios of salt, sugar, and fat, they create flavors interesting enough to keep you eating, but never distinct enough to trigger your brain's stop signal. Corporations stopped trying to satisfy human hunger and began hacking human biology to ensure consumption never ends. Food scientists also weaponize the physical texture of food. Take snacks that melt instantly on the tongue, a property called vanishing caloric density. When food dissolves that quickly, the brain registers 0 calories consumed. Your satiety signals never fire, which is why you can finish an entire bag of snacks without ever feeling full. This engineering extends to sonic branding, where companies use $40,000 chewing simulators and fMRI scans. An fMRI is a brain imaging tool that detects neurological activity by measuring changes in blood flow. Through these scans, they found that the perfect potato chip crunch requires exactly 4 pounds of pressure per square inch. That specific acoustic frequency is designed to light up the brain's pleasure centers. In the mid-1980s, the world's largest cigarette companies acquired the biggest names in the grocery store. Philip Morris bought General Foods and Kraft, while R.J. Reynolds merged with Nabisco. The addiction playbook, originally developed for tobacco, was directly transferred to the food supply, bringing sophisticated neurological manipulation to every grocery store aisle. This global playbook specifically targets India by exploiting systemic double standards in food quality. This chart compares sugar in identical products. In Europe, a baby cereal has 0 grams. In India, 7.3 grams. A can of Sprite in Austria contains 19 grams, while the same can in India contains 47. The root cause is regulatory. Europe uses the precautionary principle, where companies must prove an ingredient is safe before using it. In India, the FSSAI struggles with inefficiencies and loopholes that leave consumers largely unprotected. Weak regulations and a population of 1.4 billion have turned India into a massive corporate laboratory. Diet culture often frames the obesity epidemic as a collective loss of willpower. It's a myth that allows the industry to shift the blame onto the individual. This graph shows that obesity rates remained stable for decades. Then, in the mid-1970s, every demographic spiked upward simultaneously. This reflects the exact moment ultra-processed foods and the bliss point became industry standards. You are not fighting a lack of willpower. You are fighting billions of dollars in molecular manipulation and neuroscience designed to override your biology. Awareness is your only defense. Ignore the health halo marketing. Flip the package, read the labels. It's the only way to reclaim the extra years modern medicine gave you.